On behalf of the management of the LRRRC, we are very much honored and grateful to the MICAT family for having us this platform that we can use this time to discuss and inform the public about our program plan for tomorrow that is bordered around a high-level informative discussions and dialogue on the influx of Burkinabes within our borders. The upcoming event scheduled for tomorrow is a one-day national stakeholder dialogue on the influx of Burkinabes in 6 of the 15 counties in Liberia. The history of Burkinabes in our country can be traced far back to 2016-17. In 2016-17, when the assessment was done in the last administration of former President Eddie Johnson Selig, and were informed that we have Burkinabes in our borders, to be precise, in the Grand Gedeh, Refugee, all of Maryland. That number, as the people are concerned, based on our mandate, the UNHCR, the LRRRC, the RON, and the Immigration Services, in August 2022, had a field visit to assess and verify the information. At the end of that meeting, recommendations from that fact-finding missions was recommended at the national level and also discussed at the regional level. Based on the information and follow-up, in November 2022, the Minister of Information uses its platform to allow us to talk about this information at a time. As a result of that, we agreed on a joint mission to visit the project locations and to have an interaction with cross-sections of our brothers and sisters called Burkinabes. They were interested to know that at the end of the day, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Immigration Services, the UNHCR, and the RON conducted a rapid assessment, and it was confirmed that in 2022 of November, there were 40,000 Burkinabes within our borders. To be precise, in Grand Gedeh, Refugee, Maryland, and Nimba County. Within the counties, there have been a concern. Based on that report that was spearheaded by the UNHCR and the LRRRC, it was reported that in Refugee, there were 5,800 plus Burkinabes, women, children, and young people in that part of the country. In Maryland, we have 2,500 plus. In Grand Gedeh, 23,000. And in Nimba County, we have 8,700. A total of 40,000 plus. The information is border security information of border security information offices of the Superintendent, the Commissioner of the County, LRRRC. So based on the information, our administrator inherited this information and we decided to follow up on the relevant issues. In the Southeast, the LRRRC runs a program called Durable Solution for former African refugees who opted for local integration. It means that I cannot go back home. I have decided to stay in Liberia because I'm a citizen or a resident holders. And because this government has signed and ratified those instruments, the government of Liberia at the time developed a 3 years local integration program that allow us to establish and build structures and services available for those who opted for integration. Today, we have about 2,000 plus Ivorians, former Ivorian refugees, who are now integrated within the legal part of Liberia. Today, we are saying to you, we also have 40,000 plus Burkinabes who also live within the areas. The present influx of returnees coming in as returnees to Ghana, they are also within the areas. We also have our brothers and sisters who are vulnerable, the deprived, the excluded, and the vulnerable people also living in that part of Liberia. We are concerned about protection and cultural clash as we move on. So as a government, we try to elevate the conversation. Further for us, on June 20, 2024, we had a World Refugee Day, and there were cross section of refugees who made a case. The refugee program was clarified by the Office Chair on Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement on the Mary Washington, Mary Johnson, and also on the Nathaniel Williams, Anthony Williams, who agreed that, okay, we'll look into this matter and we'll follow up to the letter. At the upper house, the House State Committee of Refugee and Repatriation, and Peter Duncan, and our Johnny Pay's and representation, and one of the teams that visited the corridors for a week. During our mission in the corridor, we were able to assess and have dialogue with concession of Burkinabes along the areas. At the end of the exercise, we get to understand that there was leadership structure, Burkinabe leadership structure. They had their own township, they had their own governor, they had a women association in far to reach areas. We were in Gedeh and Nimba County, from Gedeh to the bottom, probably. It's a 4-hour drive, like 2 minutes away from the South River into Cote d'Ivoire. We spoke to almost hundreds of Burkinabes, just the leadership, women and the children who are vulnerable. They are concerns. We have meeting in Toaston also, we have similar concerns. We're in PTP, in Teju, in the Westfield, similar concerns. Our last bus stop was at the Plibo City Hall. We have a mass meeting, and it turned to a clash because our refugees who have integrated, who are growing, and are also Burkinabes who are saying, oh, this is our territory and this is our territory. Well, we hammer that up, and our concern is that there are two groups of Burkinabes we are looking at. There are those who left the war in the north, in Burkina Faso, and are seeking refuge within our borders. And there are those who are from Cote d'Ivoire and crossed into Liberia. They are economic migrants, doing business, they are farmers. Whether you are a farmer or you are asylum seekers, we are concerned about international protection because this government has signed a ratified international instrument. The LRRRC as a lead agency has an obligation to ensure that our records as a government are clear to enable us access other development opportunities, because once we're in red, it creates as obstacles to access other international fundings. This meeting, and what we are here for today, is to use the platform to inform the Liberian people that after technical meetings and back-to-back discussion with our partners, on tomorrow, Friday, we'll be having a national stakeholder dialogue to discuss some of the concerns. The dialogue is concerned about what can we do to document the influx of population, to identify if there are asylum seekers or economic migrants, and what kind of protection assistance can we give them. We are also concerned to identify the vulnerable protections needs that need to be ultimately addressed for our POCs, our persons of concern. There are risks associated with undocumented people. It will be social, it will be economic, but our concern now is to see what can we do to help us address some of the issues. How can we ensure that our people have access to the ECOWAS Free Movement, the asylum regime, as economic migrant or mixed migration, or the POCs. We have come to inform you, member of the food estate and the public, that on tomorrow, we'll be having this dialogue to look at 3 issues. But our focus is about the risks involved. There are social risks involved, protection risks, and security risks. The illegal entry into our country, the issue of freedom of movement, the issue of constraining arresting people in our borders, and the forced detention, the issue of health implications for the women and children that are associated with them. Criminals will make their way through and use them for other purposes. Unidentified individuals residing in our forests, in our cocoa belt, they are engaged in production, and that cocoa, because of the way they produce and distribute and sell our country cocoa across the border, is not in line with best practices. So to some extent, the EU have a concern about the issue of production and sale of cocoa in Liberia. That's a concern for us also as a country. It helps to stigmatize us and put in a different group. There are number of women and children that don't have access to safe water, medical assistance, shelters, and they're all living in the bushs. We have a concern. Therefore, tomorrow's program, we intend to bring on board all the key actors, the movers, the shakers, the influencers, our development partners, the NGOs, the RNGOs, the one UN funded, the intellectuals, our other district agency representatives on the central and thematic areas of the elevated discussion, and will help us inform us as to how do we prepare a comprehensive report for decision making. Having said that, I want to quickly introduce Mr. Hoff. Mr. Hoff is the Deputy Director of Operations, who will explain to you the details.